My name is Praise. I go by Praise Fadzai on Instagram and TikTok, and I describe myself as your friendly neighbourhood pharmacist. I've been meaning to clean my makeup brushes, but I haven't gotten to that yet, so that is a job for Praise in a couple of hours.
What's your usual technique for cleaning makeup brushes?
So if I'm doing like a really big clean, I will do like the Daiso, the pink and white, that
Oh, so
it's like a
good.
sponge cleaner. It's delicious. And then if I'm doing like my fortnightly kind of just like getting all the gunk out, I use the St. Jack cleanser. And I bought another one this morning. That's something else I did. I bought the brushes that just came out.
Oh, yeah. I just bought Claire
Yeah.
Bridget's brush set. I'm gonna have
I
to
have
buy
that open as well.
so good. I'm gonna buy the ones from St. Jack as well. So what cleanser do you use from St. Jack for the brushes?
It's just like the really big, the green, what is it called? I do not
Let me
even know
check.
what it's called. Not the purple one, the green one.
Oh, so good.
It's my
So
favorite.
good. I love her work. I love Beth's work.
Yeah. Like she is just chef kiss.
Well, I think like not to make it about skincare, but to always make it about skincare. Often people are saying like my makeup's
Mm,
breaking me out, and okay, maybe it is.
mm,
I'm more sus on perhaps like the makeup removal process and the brushes. The brushes
mhm.
are definitely the culprit, like
Major.
very underrated.
But also like everyone complaining about like pilling or like this product doesn't apply the way it's meant to. I'm like, babe, you're applying like four different things that don't mix at the same time. Clean your brushes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I know like we can really chat forever about how to troubleshoot with skincare and with products, but sometimes it really is just how you use it. And the tools
Oh
are
yeah.
such a big deal. Even some of these like brushes that cleanse the face, they can just be a bit too rough.
I also feel like this is back to Hannah English made me afraid of loofahs.
Oh,
And I think more people also need to be like afraid of like their Clarisonic brushes. Because I'm like, some of those things are so dense. And like, depending on where you live, they're never drying out fully. So you've literally just like got a little petri dish of bacteria sitting there that you're using to cleanse your face every night. Like, that's not going to do what you want it to.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Especially when this is what I was talking about with, frankly, anyone who will listen, but
Mm.
especially with a friend the other day who was like, Minnie, what do people want to hear when they have acne prone skin? What do they really want to hear? And I said, I know what they want to hear, but I'll tell you what they need to hear, which is more important. And that is if you have blemishes on your skin, especially if they're active in the process of healing, in the process of forming,
Mm.
you have sensitive skin. That means a lot of manual exfoliation or scratching or anything that's irritating is really going to upset them.
Yeah. Like, one of my things that I try to tell people at work, linking it to pharmacy, is like, acne is basically an inflammatory condition. You need to treat it like you have a wound on your face. And people do not want to hear that because they want to like literally attack it with the harshest things they have. But I'm like, no, you actually have like an inflammatory wound on your face. Be gentle, be delicate. It has to properly heal.
Absolutely. It's
Yeah.
it's really hard to change. Even in my head, someone who I think we share a little bit of the same skincare origins. I did the
Oh,
whole
yeah.
deep dive. I was like, let me get the strongest acid I can find for my acne. I completely burnt my skin horrendously and thankfully had no permanent scarring, but it was just so
Mm,
hard to get out of my head that because there is some sort of bacteria, like the follicle's blocked, there's bacteria, there's pus,
mhm.
it was so hard to get out of my head, like this is dirty, therefore I need to clean it. But it was actually like,
Yeah.
this is a wound going into a lot of distress, and any
Mm,
inflammation you contribute to this already very angry process, you're
yeah.
worsening your scarring, you're probably bringing out your blemishes. It's like so compounding. How did you get out of that cycle? So I want to hear
Like,
your skincare story.
it's basically the same. Like, my sisters will laugh at me because I had like years where, because like my skin produces a lot of oil, like glow is in at the moment, thank goodness. So like we
Thank
can just
God.
hydrate and sit with it. But this was like back in the day where everyone wanted to be like matte and like crispy. And I have like just naturally quite, it's combination, but it leans oily, especially if
Sure.
like I put on a product that like makes that worse. I would like not apply moisturizer.
Yeah.
I loved a witch hazel, and I would sleep literally with baby powder all over my face, to try and like tame the oil.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. Oh my
like
gosh.
proper madness. Which,
Yeah.
send prayers to my sister who had to share a room with me, and she'd just wake up in the middle of the night and see like a proper just like white mask staring back at us.
That is
Like, that
amazing.
would have been terrifying. But I think K beauty probably like talked me out of it, which
Mhm.
sounds, I think, a little dramatic, but it's a completely different approach to what a
Yeah.
lot of like accessible brands were doing at the time.
Totally.
I think we're in a better space now in terms of like skincare trends, and like you can find a barrier cream or a barrier serum or like a good moisturizer anywhere. But back in the day, like toners were literally like talked of as like the second cleanse. They were meant to be astringent and harsh. And then K-beauty came in and was like, no, they're soothing, they're barrier protecting, they're going to moisturize you. And even though it felt counterproductive, I was like, oh, my skin is actually doing better now.
It's so unintuitive. It's like the more moisture you give your skin, the less oil it's going to produce and the more balance it's going to feel. But it's like so against. It just makes
feels
sense.
like it doesn't make sense, but it truly like it makes sense eventually when you realize that like your body just loves homeostasis. Like it's really good at regulating itself. So if it feels under moisturized, it's like I'm going to throw as much oil as I can at this to try and balance it out. The moment you realize that's what your skin is doing, you're like, oh, I need to actually help it tone that back.
I'm so glad that change happened. And I was thinking like, yeah, I get we're all very overwhelmed with the skincare aisle and everything's promising everything. But then I was thinking back to when we didn't have as much options for skincare. We were still kind of like messing around. I won't swear, but we're still kind of messing around because I was thinking back to all the DIY skincare that was just rampant.
Yeah.
Like we also had a bit of that desperation and confusion. It was just very like, I'm going to use X amount of things in my pantry that may or may not cause a chemical burn. It was very dramatic.
Yeah, like the effort was there, but it was so like misdirected.
Yeah.
And it was like, don't do that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So how did you first get introduced to K-beauty and that kind of skin ethos of like gentle, support the skin's natural processes?
I think it was through like YouTube. Like I'm a big YouTube person, and there's people like James Welsh, who I followed like genuinely forever, and like Jackie Aina, who this is like way back in the day, but Jackie had an esthetician that she like loved, and she came out with this post and she was like, I encourage all my patients to use a toner in between each step. And I was like, that's crazy. Who does that? But like at the time it was just like such a foreign concept, because also I was thinking like a full-on 90% ethanol toner. I was like, why would you do that? But no, she was talking about like lightweight hydration, and then just seeing all of them like review products. And then I think that's also when like Glow Recipe launched, and it was doing the like K-beauty Western Beauty hybrid. So just like seeing them be like, my skin has really loved this. And again, it was so much easier to buy like a K-beauty skincare product than it was to buy a lot of other brands that were like around, because K-beauty has always for the most part been affordable. And as like a high school or uni student, it's a little bit easier to do that than to like go to Dermalogica.
Oh, absolutely.
So like the barrier to entry felt lower. I could actually try these things that were being recommended, which I think helped a lot.
And that was really such a moment in skincare when, because Australia is a little bit behind to say the least when it comes to launches, but when Glow Recipe did come to Mecca, I remember getting their watermelon overnight mask, and that was the first time that I was like having no active. It's such a gentle exfoliant. I wasn't having any major actives or just one step compared to this other crazy night I was using like the BHAs and the like huge amount of Tret or whatever it was. And my skin started to really reset when I brought in K-beauty. Like even Glow Recipe, which is like quite, Western.
Yeah, Glow Recipe is like a hybrid-y, kind of brand. They do like the K-beauty ethos with like the Western marketing, and I think they do it really well. And then like also with The Ordinary like coming in, and then they did so much for like science education, like incredible things where people could be like, oh, if I want this, these are the ingredients I could be looking for. And like that niacinamide zinc is still like my most purchased product of all time.
That is amazing.
I couldn't even tell you how many of those I went through.
That is amazing.
And again, low price points, because I went literally, this is like high school age to uni student days, where it's like you don't have like $100 to spend on like a cleanser that may or may not work for you.
And testing and trialing is like pretty brutal when your skin isn't like quote behaving or acting in a predictable way. You can really kind of still take a step back, sometimes as, bad or as severe or as angry you feel your skin is. It can still always get worse, which is something I try to tell people all the time. Like, as much as you think it can't get worse, I can actually promise
definitely
you
can.
It can always get worse. Oh my gosh.
And like trying something new is also always so much of a risk. Like even if it doesn't make it worse, it could just not do anything. And that's also an option. Whether you're exactly where you started, but $20 short or $100 short.
Adds up. Totally adds up to.
It truly does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of like segueing that a bit into some of the skincare conversations you have in the pharmacy and maybe the more day to day, and I'm sure you're quite familiar with what's in like a classic chemist warehouse or a price line for people in Australia or people overseas, just your average chemist. What's the take? Is affordable skincare? I know the take, but what's your take on affordable skincare, especially these pharmacy brands that are pretty accessible for most people?
It's the kind of thing, I've worked in a lot of different pharmacies in a lot of different suburbs and like situations. And I've found that, so like shopping center pharmacies tend to have a much younger demographic of people who come in wanting to shop skincare. So if I was to say this affordable product is going to be it, they'll believe me. A lot of standalone pharmacies tend to be in like wealthier neighborhoods. And then you're kind of speaking to more like mid-20s to like early 40s kind of demographic, and it's usually a little bit harder to convince them that they don't have to spend more than $25. I think there is this like misconception, especially with, because again, a lot of like skincare marketing for some brands does talk about like cosmeceutical skincare, which not a real thing. But there is a lot of like very hefty price tags attached to a lot of like the big ingredients. And sometimes that is necessary. But there's also some incredible products that aren't anywhere near that. And I think it can sometimes feel like, or at least to them, either like I'm shortchanging them or like maybe this won't be as good as the thing they used to use. Or like they're like, no, I don't want the affordable version. Give me the good one. And I'm like, no, this is good and affordable. Like you don't have to choose. This is it.
And these brands, because they're so huge, and a lot of these, like, you know, the Cetaphils, for example, they have a whole derm division where they're actually on the pharmaceutical side of with like medication and stuff. So a lot of these formulas have been created to like be appropriate to work alongside some of their other things in like the bigger umbrella company. With that money and ability comes a lot of accessible, good formulations, and the textures are great. The textures hold up.
The textures are wonderful.
Like QV, oh my gosh, QV's night cream.
It feels delicious.
It's stunning.
Like, truly.
It's
so good.
Yeah. Very, very comparable. I know dupes are like here and there. Also would love your hot take on that in a moment. But yeah, it's very much a dupe for much more expensive brands.
No, truly. And like, I also feel like a lot of people are willing to like splurge on an active, and sometimes if you want a specific active, you do have to splurge on it, but they forget about like all the other steps of the routine that go with that. Like you can use your super expensive vitamin C if that's how you feel, but you can also use the really good value and great feeling QV night cream. Like you don't have to just stick on the like super high end side of everything.
Absolutely. Do you
and it can be hard. Oh no, I was just going to say it can be hard to like convince some people of that.
Absolutely, right? And it's kind of like trying is believing. I think skincare is kind of hard to convince and communicate about. It feels oddly personal. There's all this preference you're working with as well. Like I've had people like say, "Oh, that is the ugliest cleanser I've ever seen. There's no way I'd use that."
Yeah.
And I'm like, fair enough. Like
I am people.
You. Yeah. Sometimes the packaging is a bit confronting.
Unfortunately, my favorite hobby is judging books by their covers. Like, if it's ugly, I won't buy it.
Oh, don't get me started. I always laugh at, like, what is it called? Like, Vaseline? I was like, damn, you couldn't think of, like, one other name.
Truly. Like, are you kidding me?
And it's such a lot. Like, maybe little font, like, put a flower on, like, something. Vaseline. Yeah. And there's no questions. You know exactly what it is when you read the bottle.
Yeah. Which I kind of respect.
I love that. Okay, Praise, I want to hear like your underrated products in the average chemist someone can get that really do solve a pain point, solve a problem.
Okay. Let me think. Do you want like all face care?
Oh, I want anything. Like I would even hear about foot files. Like I'm.
Oh, perfect. Beautiful. I think, what is it called? Is it Tough Hand?
Oh yeah. Is it like Jewett?
Yes.
I can't pronounce it. Yeah.
Them. They have the best hand and foot creams of all time.
Oh, that's amazing.
And they are like marketed towards tradies. So like the packaging is incredibly ugly. But like because they're marketed towards tradies, they're made for like the crustiest, driest situation you could ever have. And like, I have not met anyone who's tried it that hasn't like instantly fallen in love. Like, it's kind of life-changing, even though that sounds very dramatic.
No, I believe you.
So like, I love that.
Too.
And then Dermal Therapy has their like very dry body lotion, which is like, I also talk to a lot of like wives who want to get their husbands onto skincare. And that's been the easiest recommendation to make because it doesn't feel like super like gloopy and thick. And it doesn't leave, like, I love a sheen and I love a glow, but it doesn't do that at all. So like, even someone who's not into like the appearance of skincare, they do it and they're like, I can actually incorporate this into my daily routine without like feeling odd. So like, that's a fantastic product. Uraderm.
Uraderm, okay.
It's like a urea body cream. So like, exfoliating and hydrating. Super affordable. Very easy to find. Squeezy tube. Fantastic.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna
like
Google that.
Yeah, because like body care, I think, is something that, myself included, we forget. But that's been like such a game changer because I'm still trying to unhyperpigment my skin from last year. So like, that's one of the things that I'm doing. I love The Ordinary.
Oh yeah.
Basically everything that they do. But like, the glycolic acid is like the easiest. I love a multi-use product. I love like, buy one thing, use it for like 8 different things. Like a hair mask, if you want like scalp exfoliation, it's so good as like, you know how people make like AHA deodorants?
Oh yeah.
Just that in a cotton pad.
Yes.
Like, that's your AHA deodorant. Hyperpigmentation on knees and elbows.
So good.
Body exfoliant, because like, that thing will last you forever.
Literally.
So like, again, very easy body care. If you want to use it on your face, sure. But like, it's so cheap. And it like will save so many issues. Also, The Ordinary, the saccharomyces toner.
Okay, I haven't tried that. What do you like
I'm
about it?
obsessed with it. It's like, a lot of milky toners are very like almost lotion texture, which is not a bad thing. But sometimes like daytime, especially in summer, it can just be a bit much for my skin. It's like basically like water viscosity. Like, it's so thin.
Oh, so good.
And it's so lightweight. And like, Saccharomyces also does this really fun like hydrating and exfoliating thing. So it feels like you're targeting 2 different areas, but it's also like not going to be a super harsh active.
I love that. It sounds like a really good beginner step.
It is fantastic. Yeah. And even when my skin is like really angry at me, it doesn't make it angrier.
Yeah, that's really a tricky thing about having fussier skin as well. I think a lot of the advice when your barrier is freaking out to completely stop all actives and then to go really hard in the hydration, but if you have really congestion prone skin, I'm not saying it's the wrong thing to do, but I'm saying it can be more nuanced than that. It might be actually appropriate to use something quite gentle that still gives you some sort of active.
And it's also like, I think, easier said than done because it differs with people's skin, but my skin freakouts aren't always like, we're super intense the whole way and then we're back to normal. Like, it's a lot of like this. So like, sometimes we're in freakout mode, but I can use some actives. And then in other situations, it's like, we have to do barrier strengthening only. Like, you have to find routines that you can like switch in and out depending on what you need.
Sorry, I didn't want to cut you off as well. Are there any gems in the pharmacy? Because I know, I feel like you are underrating your ability to do some fantastic body care combos. Your approach to body care is like, yeah. And also to enjoy fragrance. That's like a whole nother thing, but we will get into that.
No, I think that's a hard one because unfortunately, like, ranging for specific products changes. But like, Dove has an incredible, if you want like scented fragranced body care, Dove does some crazy good things. Like,
oh my goodness.
They have body scrubs with matching like lotions and washes.
They're amazing.
So you can like mix and match, but also if you have like a specific vibe you're trying to go for, I think one of them is like a shea vanilla, if I'm remembering correctly. It's delicious. Like I want to eat it every time I smell it. It's
And
so
it
good.
foams like when you lather it a bit, which
Yeah.
I think is great. Like that double
It's
wash
such a fun, like
combo.
textural experience.
Yeah,
Sensorial. That's the word I
all
wanted.
of it.
All
Texturial
of it.
and sensorial. Yeah. That's great. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But yeah, pharmacy, like body care ranges across pharmacies. So it's hard to know exactly what people will stock. Oh, who else? Nivea, actually. Have you seen? I've never seen them in a pharmacy, oddly enough. I've seen them in like Woolies and Coles. They're like,
Really?
they look like clear gels. They're either Vaseline or Nivea brand. They're like gloopy and
I
they're
know what you're
scented.
thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah, those are incredible. And they're so affordable.
Those, yeah, okay. And that's like
Yeah.
a full body, okay, texture. I know I really like the
Full, yeah.
CeraVe ointment. It's like 50% glycerin or something crazy. Don't quote me, but that's like great for like the elbows and like the hands, like maybe not
Yes.
all over. But this one's like you can.
This could be like a textural nightmare if you're
Sure.
like not into oils, but I use it more as like if my arms are out and I'm like, we're really trying to do like fragrance layering, I want to be like beaming so much you can see me from a Star Aladdin's face. That's what this is for.
Amazing. I love the approach of like layering in the hydration and then kind of sealing it in. I feel like that extra step, I guess it can be condensed into one step, probably just has to be a bit of a different texture. I think that extra step is what gives people a lot of relief. You mentioned briefly like you're reeling from some of the hyperpigmentation you experienced last year. You don't have to speak about that. We can cut this whole part out. But feel welcome. I mean, I think hyperpigmentation on the body is something a lot of people struggle with, and it compounds really quickly. And you can really chase your tail. And then, of course, so much incidental sun exposure when we're a bit more lax, probably, especially compared to our face.
No, I probably feel like people are sick of hearing me talk about this, but I had penicillin for the first time in my life last year when I had my wisdom teeth out.
Oh my God.
So like at the ripe old age of 25. And I found out I was allergic.
Yeah.
But it was this is going to be like pharmacy terminology, but it's a delayed hypersensitivity. So like the reaction didn't start until a week after I had my first dose.
Oh my gosh.
And by then I'd already had my entire course.
Oh my God.
So that I just had like 3 weeks of like full body, very like welty, angry, inflamed hives, which figuring out a body care routine for that was also an experience. And my skin is very prone to post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. So as all the hives went down, basically leopard print all over my body. Like everywhere there was a hive was like 5 foundation shades darker.
Oh my goodness.
Than where there wasn't. And I've just been trying to like get that settled and get rid of it for the last, it's been 13 months.
Yeah, who's counting though, right? Like, no,
not me, not at all.
No, it was a huge deal. Like, it's so, yeah, and like also while recovering with your wisdom teeth out, like, way to get kicked when you're down.
I was like, this is the worst, and like the strangest allergic reaction I've ever seen on my face ever.
So you got it on your face as well.
Yeah, I'll send you photos. But so my face started off just like the same thing, like welts, red rashes. I did have a little bit of swelling, but nothing like crazy.
Okay.
And then what looked like just whiteheads all over my face.
Oh my gosh.
Like they sprouted overnight and genuinely they covered my entire face. And there was like hardly any space between them. So like,
oh my gosh, like every pore.
Every pore just erupted in anger. And they were there for like, I want to say 4 days.
Oh my goodness.
And then, yeah, as that went down, a little bit of hyperpigmentation as well.
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
I feel like you have such like a good attitude and ability to handle it. Although I wish it didn't happen to you. Like,
yeah.
You definitely know.
I definitely had like some moments in there just like crying in the bathtub. Like, why is this happening?
One, this just raises probably the most important thing that people gloss over. Skin's head to toe. And when we start, creeping into this like either reaction or like sensitivity territory, or when people are undergoing treatment, they experience skin issues head to toe. And it's extremely distressing. And as you know, preaching to the choir, it's not just when the reaction happens, you're often dealing with the after effects for quite a while.
Like we also see a lot of like people in radiation therapy for cancer. that's a lot of our skincare consults as well, because radiation destroys all of your skin, like usually head to toe, of course localized to wherever we're doing the therapy, but everywhere. And then like oral tret is the same thing. All of you is going to be dry and angry and possibly sunburnt if we're not careful.
Would you be comfortable sharing more about how you approached like skin recovery for your situation? And maybe we can segue into kind of the chats that you do have with people undergoing treatment and what you like to share with them.
So for hives, it was a lot of pine tassel baths, which is, doesn't smell great, but it's really good for itch. So I genuinely think I had like 4 baths a day for a week.
Gosh.
So we were doing that. And then I wasn't really doing like harsh cleansers. I had a QV like non-soap wash.
Oh, yeah.
And I was doing that. I put away any of my scrubbers and we were just doing hands.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I don't want to make anything worse.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of moisturizer, I have this big tub of sorbeline cream.
Classic.
Which I love me some sorbeline cream.
Yeah.
So it was that, like, very simple body care. I used the exact same products on my face. So it was literally head to toe, same routine. And then once we were like post hives, I incorporated the Dermal Therapy Very Dry Skin Lotion because it's still hydrating, but it has a little bit of urea in it. So I was like, and post hives, I also started peeling.
Okay.
So I was like, this will also help with the peeling.
Right.
So we were doing that. I also had this, Muji, like the stationery store.
Oh, yeah. Love
They
them.
have some fantastic skincare.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Oh my gosh.
So there's 2 types of oil cleanser that they have. This is a side note, but it's important. The light cleansing oil, it's like 400 ml. It's $20. It's one of the best cleansing oils I've ever used in my life. They also have like huge bottles of toner.
Yeah.
So I had this like milky lotion, which like when it gets drier, I use like pre-moisturizer just all over my body. So I did that and then the moisturizer. So like, again, not really many actives. I was just trying to get it like as hydrated as possible. And then probably a month after the reaction started, once nothing was like itchy or flaring up, that's when I started doing actives. So we had like the Sol de Janeiro, the Delicia Drench.
Okay.
Not Delicia Drench. It's the is it Beija Flor?
What format is it in?
No, like oil, it's Balm Dia Bright. It's like an AHA body wash.
Oh, okay. Is it pink?
I think
the
it's
pink
the
one?
Balm Dia, the hot pink one. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So that one, and then the Olay Retinol after I finished that. Right now I've got Naturium. I've kind of just been rotating. Yeah. Like similar ingredients. And topicals faded.
Okay, how'd you get your hands on that?
I luckily went to Europe.
Oh my gosh.
In June.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll take that. And they also have, I'm forgetting what it's called, but they have like a body serum as well, which is like a similar formula to faded. So I was like, we're also going to do that.
So there's body milk. There's a really good skin fade body milk in the pharmacy.
Yes, the Palmer's.
Yeah. Really, really nice. Just like niacinamide, bit of pigmenty stuff, bit of maybe titanium dioxide from memory, and just really basic. But
I've heard incredible things. I haven't used it myself, but I know a lot of people that love it.
Okay. And you're just like consistent with your body care while skin is recovering.
I did just moisture for like 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And then, introducing an active at a time post that.
And that was when everything was really settled.
That was when like nothing was happening. Like I wasn't even peeling then. Yeah. Because I didn't want to risk it.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And do you find your skin is quite sensitive to that rebound hyperpigmentation?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like almost every pimple I get will hyperpigment.
I feel that in my
like
soul.
I can usually tell like when if you can see my cheeks there when I smile, I had a little crop right in there like a couple of weeks ago. And it's not horrible, but like I can tell where they were.
Sure. It's so rude when it's like barely a pimple. It's like a whisper of a pimple,
yeah.
and then it still gives pigment. It's like, whoa,
Yeah.
that was very
Like, what
rude.
was the reason? Why are we
Literally.
dramatic like that?
Yeah, it's like a single dot. Like not
Yeah.
even a
No, it doesn't
so
even have to be a cluster. Like, I'll get one almost white head on my chin and then have to deal with the spot. It's rude.
Something that's really frustrating to me is like we won't speak about like medical skin conditions, but how redness shows up in deeper skin tones or how hyperpigmentation shows up. There's this really big disconnect. When I say hyperpigmentation, I just like assume post blemishes because that's what I've dealt with. But people use the term interchangeably for everything, including the very typical like sun hyperpigmentation and sunspots. And what I have noticed, and I don't know what your take on this is, but people often are kind of going for the wrong type of, product or wrong type of treatment or wrong type of next step for their hyperpigmentation, and sometimes making it much worse because, as you know, being blemish prone, using something that's for like a more mature, maybe sunspotty skin type, bit of a recipe for disaster.
Oh, yeah. But it's also like a lot of people don't do a lot of thought into what might have caused the thing that they're trying to fix. And it can sometimes just lead to this fun little, like sometimes people will try to treat their sunspots with like a base level exfoliant, which doesn't go deep enough to do much about the sunspots. But now you've sensitized your skin to the sun and now your sunspots are getting darker.
Yeah. Brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal. I was speaking to Yao that just like looking at pigmentation on the surface, you might have a rough idea of how deep it is, but you really can't be sure how deep that pigment is under the surface. And when you're dealing with things like sunspots that have been there potentially for like decades and are now just coming to surface, like you are going deep. Like this isn't a, on the shelf sort of gentle exfoliant thing.
Not even close. It's also not going to be like a, this will be fixed in 2 weeks thing.
Totally.
Like most things are not. Most things will take months. And that's okay. That doesn't mean you're failing. It doesn't mean the product isn't working. It just takes like at least as long as it took to like damage the skin to heal it. Sometimes longer.
I think longer if it's like me doing the DIY, like face up in the one night. It's like completely.
Me doing St. Ives and then lemon juice immediately after. It's fine.
What was up with that? You know what I recalled? I used to like wash my face with the most like astringent face wash you can imagine. And whatever makeup was left over, I used to use like a round of 2% BHA toner with like alcohol and like take the rest of my makeup off, including around my eyes. What was happening there?
No, that was truly a crazy time to be alive because we were all doing that.
What's up with that?
Like all of us were using the harshest, like either exfoliants or just like super drying toners as like our second cleansing step. Crazy. And we just expected our skin to be fine with it.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
Scary.
gosh. Well, maybe this is a good time to, when you have conversations with, I'm not sure what you'd call someone that comes into like a pharmacy, but when you do have conversations with people when you're working at the pharmacy, what are common skin concerns you're hearing? What are people expressing?
Like we get a lot of, I've had this really funky reaction and I don't know what's happened. So like working, again, reframing it to be like you have to treat this like a wound, even though it may not be like bleeding or oozing in the way you think a wound should. There's been, I'm not trying to like start a war with like natural deodorant believers. But the thing with natural products is you're more likely to have an allergy to something like a plant than you are to a synthetic chemical. So there's a lot of people getting just like genuine allergies from like natural deodorants because they use like plant extracts for like scent and stuff. And so it's dealing with that, which kind of looks like a chemical burn, to be honest. So like dealing with those kinds of reactions and, steering them towards things which may be gentler. And then a lot of acne consults, which makes sense. Like it's incredibly common. Like I think more common than I used to think it was back when I was like in the throes of my worst breakouts. Like everyone, not everyone, but most people understand what it's like to have a pimple so bad that it makes them want to cancel their night plans.
Totally.
A lot of dry skin, whether that be face or body, usually to do with age.
Yeah.
because like skin types change with age, and so people can sometimes be doing the same thing that they were doing and just finding that it's not working anymore.
Mm.
And then like radiation or chemotherapy or like medication-induced skincare things.
Yeah. 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 And that would be like quite varying levels of severity, I guess, in the pharmacy. Yeah. Yeah.
And it also like with the radiation one is hard
Yeah.
because it's always going to be incredibly intense.
Yeah.
With tretinoin or like isotretinoin, it can be a little bit easier if the person starts like as soon as they start the medication.
Right. Right.
So if they know how to get on top of the potential dryness, the potential irritation, it does make it a little bit of a smoother road later on, as opposed to them coming in like 2 months into treatment and being like, what do I do?
Yeah. Well, that's really good to know. I kind of saw skincare after starting treatment for anything as a bit of a band-aid, but just really incorporating it leading up to and then, day one sort of thing.
Yeah.
Not in response to things kind of going really tough for someone. Yeah, that's really good to know.
That's like one of my biggest things just with the skin in general is like, I don't have a very good analogy for it, but kind of like going to the gym like every single day, you have to get your skin barrier in check even if nothing is happening, because it can bounce back better when something does happen. And the something won't affect it as much if it's in like better shape beforehand.
Absolutely. With like in those situations, what is usually your guidance to people?
Yeah, so sun safety is going to be the first and biggest thing, because it sensitizes your skin to the sun, and it's going to be so much harder to heal a full body burn than it would be to like counteract some dryness. And then finding moisturizing things that the person doesn't hate the texture of. So like not everyone is willing to like slug or do like a healing ointment. Some people will only do a moisturizer, and that's where I'll kind of try to convince them to do like lightweight layers of hydration if they can. So if you're not willing to do like an oil to lock in the moisture, let's see if we can get you to do like some sort of milky toner beforehand to kind of get everything nice and settled beforehand, or even going like a lotion and then like a thick moisturizer on top.
Yeah, love that. And those picks would just be like literally in the pharmacy. Like, that's, I think, fancy. Like,
I pretty much just stick to like QV, Cetaphil, and CeraVe for things like that.
Yeah, they're so reliable.
I know no one's going to react to anything. I know there's not going to be anything sensitizing. I know we're not going to have like, of course, there's always a chance for an allergy, but it's minimized so much with those brands.
I think something that I'm a little bit disheartened by is like, especially in the Western speaking world, there isn't that same relationship built with pharmacists, which is such a great port of call for, anything mild or anything you're just unsure of, or you're really not sure where to start if you're feeling overwhelmed.
Yeah.
What can people expect when they have a chat to a pharmacist? What can they even chat to a pharmacist about, even if they're not like going to bring a prescription, for example?
Yeah. Well, I think like we are meant to be one of your first like accessible points of healthcare. And like even if the pharmacist can't be the person that like solves this issue that you have, we're really good at troubleshooting. So like we can just redirect you. We can narrow down, recommendations for like who you should see next. And we also are like pretty well trained in things you can do in the meantime whilst you wait for that appointment, because a lot of specialists will take a while and it doesn't always feel super comfy to be like sitting there just like waiting for the date to come. So like we can usually help with things you can do whilst you're waiting to see the next person in the line, which I think helps, even if it's just like a peace of mind thing, like I'm doing something.
That's great. I really wish more people spoke to pharmacists. Their skin concerns, especially. I'm not sure exactly the regulations around over-the-counter medicine, but there are options in the pharmacy that you don't need a prescription for, but you do need to have a chat to a pharmacist about to make sure that's appropriate for your skin.
Yeah.
What is that process?
Oh, it's super easy. Like it'll depend on the pharmacy layout and like how they are, but it can be as simple as you walking up to the counter and just telling them like what your skin issue is and saying, I've heard about some options. Or if they have the capacity / the time, we can do like longer consults. Like most pharmacies have consult rooms. So if you don't want to stand outside talking for a while, we can take you into the room and you can tell us whatever it is that you need to tell us, and we can help you figure out which of the over-the-counter options would be the best for you. There's also been like some really fun descheduling that's happened in the last like 18 months.
Okay.
So like things that were prescription aren't anymore, and they can't advertise them. But again, that's another thing to bring up with your pharmacist, because if you're like, I did this 2 years ago, I didn't get great options, there is more now than there was, which I think is good.
Yeah, super exciting. I didn't know about the private rooms. Would I love to know that every time my pharmacist is like, is your thrush oral or vaginal? Like, first of all, be quiet. Like, whisper.
No, truly, like, what are you doing?
Oh, why are you screaming?
If you don't want to talk like out in the front with everybody, sorry, I'm just going to close this blind a little bit.
Yeah.
You can literally just be like, can we use the consult room? It's so easy. Like, it's what it's there for. And most pharmacy situations, like if there's enough pharmacists, or it's not like, if it's terribly busy and they, you know, can't step away for that long, they may tell you to wait a little bit, but it's not unheard of. It won't make us like label you a weirdo. Would be like, yeah, that makes total sense. Like, let's go.
That's so good. I feel like so many chronic conditions, medical or otherwise, they go very unchecked because people are getting so good at managing at home or suffering at home, really. And, you know, it's not irregular for me to chat to someone and they're like, yeah, I have this thing on my nail that I really hate, for example. And like, you know, who knows what it is? It kind of looks like one thing. It's like, oh, that's a great thing to chat to a pharmacist about.
Yeah.
You know, especially if you just like grab something off the shelf because you felt like a bit embarrassed to chat about it and then tried to do it yourself at home. And these are really things to just chat to a professional about. That's why they're there. And they want to help. They want to help. And they have way more guidance than DIY.
And like, genuinely, I don't think anyone could have like a medical condition that would like be embarrassing. Like a lot of people, myself included, be like, oh my gosh, it'd be so embarrassing if I talk to you about that. Like, I've seen everything. Like, I say this in the way where it's like, be free to talk, but like, we genuinely don't care. Like, whatever you think is like the worst, most embarrassing thing, most disgusting thing, like, not even gonna blink. Like, it's so fine.
It's just the human body. Human body does weird stuff. Like, it's
all
just
the time, usually outside of your control. Like, it just happens.
Totally. I hope the culture, especially in Australia, changes with pharmacists. I hope more people feel comfortable, especially the younger generation. I feel like I only know about it because I'm in the skincare space and because I know pharmacists. But yeah, such a underused resource, such an like underused professional tap in that is free. Like, it's free.
Yeah. And so easy to find. Like, there's pharmacists like every 200 meters.
Literally. Can't get rid of them.
No, truly.
We're outnumbered.
Like weeds.
Oh, and there's so little dermatologists, frankly.
Yeah.
There's like 600. They could all be in a room together.
Yeah. They would all fit.
They would literally all fit in a room. I was going to make such a bad joke, but, you know, because we're being recorded. Just don't put them all on a plane is on.
Anytime there's a conference, you have to like stagger. Just
literally, like stagger these people. Don't put them all on a bus or anything.
No.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
That'd be such a good concept for a TV show.
Yeah.
Someone put all the derms on the same like mode of transport.
And we have to like
and
save
now we
them.
have or like something bad happened, all of them are in a coma.
Oh my gosh.
What are the next 6 months like?
Oh my gosh, what would even happen? Oh my gosh.
Chaos.
Well, that brings up a good point. If you do have a suspicious spot or mole, like, great to chat to a GP ASAP, of course. But if you're in the pharmacy, just show your pharmacist.
Yeah.
And then they'll like be like, yeah, totally see your GP. But sometimes you just need the extra ear. Second set of eyes.
Yeah. Just to like let you know. And I think a lot of it can also be, I've had some things where people have come in more afraid of something than they should be.
Yeah.
So someone will be like, oh, I'm really scared that like this is a melanoma. And I'll be like, it doesn't look like one to me. Like, still get a skin check, but it's more probably just like a mole. Because like it didn't have any of the like hallmarks that we look for. Like, it was normal color, normal shape, completely even in diameter, like things like that. Or someone will be scared about like something on their nail and they'll be like, oh no, do I have to get it amputated? And it's like, nope, it's just a fungus. Like that can also be really helpful. Just saying it out loud, getting out of your own head and getting another opinion.
Totally. And sometimes just hearing how common it is. It's like, I've actually seen like 100 of these. Like, every second person in this room has like XYZ. Don't even worry about it.
Truly.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I just thought of something else. Shingles. We're seeing a lot of shingles.
Really? That's terrifying. It's terrifying.
It kind of goes up and down, but right now is shingles time.
Okay. And is that because like childcare or?
Yeah, there was a chickenpox outbreak at a school, like in the area.
Also, it's like to come in, shake your hand about. Just
joking. Yeah, absolutely.
Big hug. Hey, I got to hug. Okay. So, and is that something that people should go to a pharmacy for? We don't have to include if it's like medical, but.
Yeah, so I think the thing with shingles is, and I'm thinking of one person in particular where he came in thinking it was like a fungal rash.
Sure.
And it ended up being shingles.
Okay.
So like if you develop a rash you're not sure about, a pharmacy is a good place. Like it was also a Saturday. So a pharmacy is a great place to be like, should I be scared about this? Or like, what is this? What do I do with it? If you find a weird rash, get another opinion. If you can't see your doctor immediately, see a pharmacist.
Absolutely. First port of call. I'm a big believer. I tell anyone who will listen and people who don't listen, go see a pharmacist. Literally. And especially because everything is so much money. Like, everything is so much money. You can't really turn anywhere in skincare without spending something.
No.
Every specialist point, everything is money. So it's like,
it's money, but it's also time. And I think that's the thing that gets me. Like, it's just so much time waiting. And sometimes the little intervention we can do over the counter, it's not going to fix it, but it can help. Like even like 2% of help is better than nothing.
Absolutely. And, I'd even say I personally experienced like chatting to a pharmacist about my skin and being a good fit for one of the products that was over the counter and my skin like literally transforming. And I hate to be so like miraculous about it, but sometimes there just is, you just need something else that isn't quite on the shelf or is made for your skin type in mind. And what I found really nice is some of the options over the counter and in the pharmacy are for, like, as we mentioned, like blemish prone skin is sensitive skin, is both of them. Good for sensitive skin, good for angry blemish prone skin.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just works. My gosh. My
like
gosh.
There's so many more options available than people know. And I think part of that is because of how like the TGA views like advertising. Like anything behind the counter is a registered product and you can't say much about them. Yeah. So a lot of people just don't know that those options exist. So I'm like, go have the conversation.
I found when my skin calmed down, that's when I started to enjoy skincare anyway. That's when I was like, you know what, I'll get a bit of a fancy cleanser. I'll like splurge on a moisturizer every now and then that feels nice to use. But it was pretty unsexy for a bit there.
I was the same. Like I started, because of the skin type I have, I couldn't be one of those people who's like skincare doesn't work. Because I was like, it has to. Like something has to be better than this. And I started using it more out of desperation. And it was only when things were working that it became like a self-care ritual. It didn't start like that.
Yeah, totally.
Like it is now, but that's after like so many years of like finding things that worked for me and using them.
It's very, when you have a skin condition or something you're like intensely unhappy about or intensely distressed by, skincare can feel like really super medicinal or like really like everything is treating, because that is technically a medical term, but you just feel like everything is kind of a punishment or like with a motive, like there's a big motive behind this. Like I want this to do something really, really visual. And
it also like doesn't always feel like there's any room to enjoy it.
Totally.
Because you're like, I'm doing this, like, even if it's not a prescription product, it feels like prescriptive. You're like, I'm doing this thing to get this result because I was told to fix this problem.
Yeah.
And there's no part of that where it's like, this feels nice. I like how it smells. This is a good texture. Like, there's no room for it.
Yeah. It's so personal. It's so personal. Like, I just remember all these years ago. So I wish I remembered her name. She was a YouTuber. And the way she spoke about skincare really resonated with me. And she was saying that it's really important to remove your makeup before cleansing your skin. Like, pretty basic tenet. And like, I was like so like apprehensive. It's like, oh my gosh, another step. My skin's already freaking out. And she just said, look, I know there's a lot of advice online. This was years ago. She said, like, I know there's a lot of advice. Maybe just try it. Just try it. And if it works for you, then you can keep doing it. And I thought that was like a really low pressure way and meant that
Yeah.
I did try it and really, really helped my skin. Yeah, so I just love that approach. And that also made it feel like not like a punishment. So
Yeah. I also appreciate that, like, when I think thinking back to like when I was newer to this, when recommendations came with a why, like I've always been that annoying kid who's like, why? Like it makes it easier to justify doing something if I can sort of understand the reasoning behind it. So a lot of those product recommendations also came with something I could take home even if I didn't buy anything. So it was like, this works because this is how this works. And I was like,
Yes.
even if I don't buy it, I now know a little bit more about what my skin might need right now or like what's potentially missing. And I think that also went a long way in like making me try things that actually ended up working.
Yes. Yes. I mean, you know, the hill I'm dying on, the hill I'm literally going to die on is how you use skincare, dare I say, might matter more for a lot of cases than what you're using. Because
I think you're right.
yeah, I'm okay with someone washing their face with their body wash. Like, let's just say they're using like
Sure.
a Dermal Therapy sensitive body wash. Wash your face with that. Just make sure you're
Yeah.
cleansing for the right amount of time. Make sure you're lathering it to the appropriate amount. Make sure your skin's not freaking out. Like, it's really not about what you're using. It's
No.
so much of the why. Not everyone has the time to like always deep
No.
dive, and the labels really let people down. Yeah, it's very frustrating.
Yeah. That's like my brother's 15 right now, and in me trying to like get him to get like a solid skincare routine for himself, that's also been a huge thing where I'm like, he doesn't have any actives. It's just about like building good habits. Like that's really all he needs. I'm like, cleanse, moisturize, and then protect your skin from the sun. Like that's it.
Yeah, yeah.
But he knows like how to cleanse and how long to cleanse and like things like that. That goes a long way, I think, anyway.
What are underrated tips? Like, I think underrated is after you cleanse, don't let your skin like dry out or go bone dry before you're applying your moisturizer. That's just such a simple tip. I always tell people that before they're buying a hydrating serum or a hydrating toner, it's like, just make sure your skin doesn't dry out after cleansing. Really lock it in.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
my favorite.
I love it. Like, you can double cleanse with the same product.
Love.
I know I don't. And I have so many like oil cleansers that I love. But like, truly, you can double cleanse with the same product. A lot of like foaming cleansers, you could use that to take your makeup off if you really wanted to. Just use it again. Like, cleanse properly, cleanse well, but you can use the same product for both. I also like, if anyone is building a routine, I'm like 3 or 4 steps and you're done. Like, I think myself included, we overcomplicate it so much, but it really doesn't have to be that complex. Like you say, a lot of serums are essences and they are also serum. Like serums, toners, and essences can be the same thing.
Totally.
You don't need to have 3 different types in your routine.
Yeah.
Find one, use it. I do multiple layers of toner every day. So like I'll use the same product 3 different times.
Love that.
Because again, my skin doesn't always love like super heavy, thick things during the day. But for me to get that hydration, especially now that it's like a little bit colder, even though you'd never know from the sun.
Frizzy is brutal. Yeah.
Yeah. But like the same toner 3 times means I'm hydrated, but I don't feel like oily or gloopy or sticky.
Yeah. I love the change of approach to hydration with the thinner layers. I heard someone say the other day, like, a milky toner is kind of just a watered down moisturizer. Like it's kind of what it really feels like in the end anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember like Jackie Anna blew my mind. I was like,
she's amazing.
I think I was 17 or 18. And she was like, in the morning, I don't do moisturizer and then SPF. I just do my SPF because a lot of those SPFs are basically moisturizers with sun protection. And I'd never thought about it, but I was like, she's right.
She's so right.
Like most of those formulas, same thing with primer. Like a lot of my favorite SPFs are a moisturizer and a primer in texture. Like I don't have to have both.
Oh my God, I want to say so many sunscreens.
No, truly, like TGA.
And you know why sunscreen, like I know you know why sunscreen is such a good primer, but it's literally created to form a film on your skin, which helps, of course, protect you from harmful UV rays. But that
But
film on your
also-
skin is a fabulous primer. And so
so
it
good.
gives you glass skin just on its own, but you got to apply
Yeah.
enough. But yeah.
Please.
Yeah, please, no more pea
Please.
size amount.
None of these 2 dots. I'm tired. Also,
Mhm.
your neck and your ears are also skin.
Literally, yeah. Yeah.
What are we
yeah.
doing?
Yeah. Hats are very underrated. I'm glad we're around the sunscreen. I'm glad there are some really nice, elegant formulas that people are liking, getting behind, but I'd love to see some more broad brim hats. Like, there are cute ones. There are really cute ones out there.
There are so many cute ones, especially now. Like, back in the day, you could be like, no one makes cute sun care. Everyone is doing cute sun protection. You have genuinely no excuses.
Yeah.
Like, not to steal Michelle's, like, model, but truly the Swiss cheese model of sun protection. Let's get on that, please.
It's burnt in my brain. You know how many people have said that post?
I can see the image in my head.
It's so clear because I feel like a couple times a week, I'm sending that to someone when they're talking to you about sunscreen. It's like, sunscreen is so important. Like, I love that we're talking about this. Yes. But also, look at this picture of cheese. Yeah, immediately. So good.
Have you thought about cheese today?
Yeah, really. Gosh, really nailed it in my head. And gosh, I just know even myself, like, I'm still such a big stickler for sun protection, sunscreen.
Yeah.
And I know some days I'm like, back of the ears. I mean, I'm still slack. If I'm slack and I have like 50 sunscreens that I reapply, then I don't know what's happening with
everybody else
else
like.
I know.
It's terrifying. Also, speaking as like a Black person who believed she didn't need sunscreen, which I know that we need it in different ways, but that doesn't mean we don't need it. And more people, because darker skin tones, skin tone do have inbuilt sun protection, but it's at most like an SPF 13, like 1-3. That's not enough. Like, you're right, but also that's not enough. And like, darker skin tones are also much more likely to go through like stages of hyperpigmentation. And you know what makes hyperpigmentation worse? The sun. So a lot of people, again, end up in this really fun little wheel of like not wearing the SPF. They buy the hyperpigmentation treatment, but like the spots keep getting darker and they're not really going away. And I'm like, have you worn SPF ever?
It really is the missing puzzle piece for a lot of people. Yeah. And like, kind of unintuitive, because you think, well, I kind of want the sun to maybe even out my skin tone.
Yeah.
That's what someone might think. Yeah.
It also, like, people would think it would darken everything evenly. Because I know, like, that has also been a conversation I've had where it's like, but everything will get darker and then eventually it'll all be the same color. And I'm like, no, those spots, because post-inflammatory, they're not like gaining melanocytes at the same rate. It's never going to get to a point where like everything is the same color and even.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that is like a skincare myth that's so community ingrained.
Okay, yeah. What helped you unplug from that? Like, what helped you be like, this isn't...
Seeing more like Black creators. Oh my gosh, my lip balm. It's doing that white thing.
Oh my gosh. Is it the toothpaste? It just looks like your lips are glowy. You can reapply if you like. Reapply for that. I feel like I look like I stole someone's face. Yeah.
You definitely don't.
I think Cameron's doing like some huge favor. But
nah, you look super cute.
Thank you.
Seeing like Black creators with the same skin tone as me, the same like ethnicity, talk about it, I think helped a lot. And also acknowledge that like we all started in the same place. So like they were also taught the same thing. And that it's not true. Like, it's not like someone coming in from the outside and being like, that's so stupid. It's like, no, I also believed it. I know what it's like. Like, I came in the same environment, but it's not helpful. And then again, hearing the why helped a lot.
Yes. Big on the why. Yeah. Like,
love
respect people's ability to understand, really.
Please.
And like the reason, like, yeah. Totally. Unlike
even
me.
Though we live in the age of like second screen television, so maybe we shouldn't, but that's a conversation for another day.
Well, I'm just impressed at like your level of like, I'm just like, yeah, someone just said, trust me, bro. And I was like, yeah, okay. And you're like, I need to
No,
understand
see,
the why.
I'm just annoying.
No, I think it's great. And, especially now in the whole age of misinformation. And
Yeah.
I think a really tricky thing is you should be sus if someone doesn't have a why. Because,
Yeah.
I'm speaking about this a bit fluffy because it's very important to speak to professionals. I've spoken to professionals that didn't have a why. They gave me some pretty shocking skin advice. And it's
I've heard, yeah.
So I
All I'm
think
going to say is 50% of my job is talking to other healthcare professionals.
so if someone doesn't have a why, it might reflect their ability to not understand. And even hearing the why might not be the full reason, but I know do your own research is like just Google it. But it's okay. It's okay to spend the time when it comes to skin and skin health. It's worth it. It's good to sense check. It's good to see what's like widely accepted or works for others with your skin type.
See, I love, like, do your own research has gotten such a bad rap, but I love doing your own research because the issue is never the person wanting to do research. It's just some sources are crooked.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, everyone should, I think, look more into the things that they're doing. Just like, I think hold the people that are telling you this information to a higher standard.
Yeah.
People can't just vibe out health information. That's not good enough.
Yeah. What really stresses me out is, well, a lot of it is self-information. Like if someone is speaking to me about their acne-prone skin, and if they have a full cheek of acne, something that I've had, like cystic acne, it's like, hey, like this is a medical condition. Like this is time to chat to a medical professional about, because DIYing it forever at home or taking like advice from me about skincare, it only gets you to a certain point, or worse yet, gets you to a point where you're dealing with a lot of issues, like with scarring, with permanent. So I know I don't need to tell you that. We shared many, many stories. But we never want people to get to the point where they're extremely distressed. And I think that is, well, I'd love to hear your opinion. My opinion is if there is any discomfort, like mentally, physically, it's like, great, time to speak to a pro, speak to a pharmacist, start escalating it. But if there's any markers that you think is...
I would say the moment you notice it as a problem, even if you think you're okay managing it, I think getting someone, again, I say this not as a pharmacist, but as someone who's in my own head a lot.
Yeah.
I'm very good at like rationalizing and minimizing things. And I know that for a lot of people, by the time they can be like, oh, this is causing mental distress, it's already so far gone. So I'm like, the moment your brain even goes, this is a thing, get somebody else in. Even if it's like a 2-second chat and they send you away with no purchases, then you have some perspective you didn't have before. And I think that's really important. Because like not every consult I have with someone ends in a purchase or a recommendation or even a referral.
Of course.
Sometimes people leave and they go straight home. But like we've accomplished something still.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And that's such a better marker, because you're right. It really does creep up on you, skin things. Anything chronic, gosh, does it creep up on you?
Yeah.
And you're really just like, how did I get here? How did it get this bad? How did I let this get... It's like, well, if it's...
And women especially, way too good at pushing through things.
Way too good.
Way too good. Like,
worst award ever.
No, genuinely.
Yeah.
Like, congratulations, but stop.
Yeah, literally, so bad. Yeah. I love that. That's definitely my new flow chart. Just if you've noticed it, that is enough to just chat to someone. Yeah. It's so strange. Like the skin on our face gets held to such a different standard. I just feel like if I had, when I was going through like a thick of cystic acne, if I had that on my arm, someone would be like, whoa, Minnie. See someone immediately, like, we're going to do ointments. We're taking you so seriously. But I come in and my face is swollen and I've got all my cysts, and someone's just like, have you considered sunbaking? It's like, what the fuck's happening right now?
No, truly. Like, what?
Like, what? What is that? If that's on my arm, you take me seriously.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's, whack. But also, like, the other way around for, like, injuries. So, like, people will have, like, an infection that's been sitting there and oozing for 2 weeks. And I'm like, if that was on your cheek, you would have come in when you were meant to. Like, there's genuinely no in between. It's, like, two extremes. Silicone scar treatments. Love them.
Okay. Big thumbs up.
Huge thumbs up.
Yeah.
Like, I love it so much.
I am angsty because I've seen people so many times like in the midst of a scar healing, and I'm just like,
Mm.
oh my gosh, please do something about it right now when you can.
Mm.
But people definitely wait till something's completely healed and like haven't taken any care during that process. And then they get to a point where it's like there's a lot of intervention needed if you want to improve the appearance of it.
Yeah, like post healing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I think like it depends, because a lot of our education with like wound and skin is also like changing as days go by,
Wow.
which I don't know if that's reassuring or like really frustrating. So in terms of like wound healing, the protocols we have now are completely different to what they were like 15 years ago.
No way.
So like we used to be so into like drying out wounds so that they would like scab over.
I hate that.
Yeah, me too. But like, and this links back to acne, why I think everyone should be like moisturized and have a strong barrier. Wounds heal better in a good like moisturized environment. It also lessens your risk of like scarring. So like moist wound healing is like the number one thing we do for acne, like grazes, cuts, anything. And then yeah, I think a lot of people should be starting those like scar treatments sooner than they do. Usually like once the skin has reformed over the area, even before it's like properly back to like normal color, like a light pink flush on light skin, as long as everything is sealed and nothing is broken, that's usually a good point to start, because then you don't have to undo as big a problem as if you started like 2 months later.
Absolutely. Definitely anecdotally, totally agree with the people I've spoken to. And getting that pink out of a scar is so difficult
So
with fair
hard.
skin. Yeah. So I was like,
Yeah.
please start ASAP. Yeah. Praise. Thank you for your time. I'm actually